See, Putin has Trump compromised. So I got a feeling Putin is going to flood America with bots for 2024. America's internet with bots. And they're going to aim those bots at Trump supporters to rile up the Trump base. And Putin wants Trump to disorder America for 2024. He's hoping that Trump will start another insurrection, another rebellion, and a potential American civil war. So Putin knows that if America is bogged down in a civil war, that will give the opportune moment for him to snatch the whole of Ukraine and possibly other former federation blocks uh, in Eastern Europe. So Putin wants nothing more than for Trump to be the Achilles heel of America. So I feel that Trump is a ticking time bomb in American politics. Because if America gets bogged down in a civil war because of Trump, if he tries to follow a big lie, let's say Trump runs for 2024, they nominate him again, these degenerate Republican politicians. Let's say they nominate him again, and for 2024, then let's say he loses the popular vote again, because he always loses the popular vote. He lost it in 2016, he lost it in 2020. And if he runs again, he most likely will lose the popular vote again. But let's say Trump tries to follow the big lie and tries to repeat a second insurrection and a rebellion. And let's say he holds to his guns and tries to usher on his militias to have an insurrection against the government and unleashes a civil war. That's exactly what Putin will love. He will love nothing more than to Trump to be an Achilles heel, the weakest link in the American Union. So that's why I'm in direct communications with President Biden on this particular subject. And I try to give Biden as much as detail on foreign affairs as I can muster to try to show y'all at the CIA and at the FBI and at the Justice Department what is the strategies. If y'all don't know how to connect the dots, I'm trying to connect it for you. And I know y'all know how to connect it, so I'm not just being naively uttering these words. So, if Putin, when he floods bots for 2024 to get Trump's base riled up like he did in 2015, I got a feeling Trump is going to try to follow the big lie. He's going to lose the popular vote again. That's why I want to phase in the forensic voting technology. So there's no way in hell he can make up a lie to circumvent forensic voting. So that's why I want the summit, the constitutional summit, to phase in forensic voting to impede any crony leaders, tyrants like Trump from ever upsetting our national elections and causing insurrections and civil wars to most probably break out. Because Trump is going to repeat. If he loses the popular vote again, which he will, because he's an unsavory character, and the majority of American citizens don't like him. So I'm pretty sure he's going to lose again the popular will of the people as far as the popular vote. But he's going to try to incentivize his base and rile them up to repeat another January 6th. And I got a feeling Putin will love that. Putin will love America to be bogged down in a civil war, because that will give him the perfect chance to snatch the whole of Ukraine and maybe other former federation territory. So Putin wants to grow the Russian Federation. And if America is bogged down in a civil war, that's the perfect time for him to challenge and take the whole of Ukraine. And if NATO gets involved, confronting Russia, then it's really the commencement of World War III. So Trump is a dangerous character in American history. He's a dangerous character that needs to be abolished from ever seeking public office again. Based on what he did, he should be tried and sentenced to prison. But like I said, I got a feeling Putin is going to repeat what he did in 2015. He's going to rile up the Trump supporters with bots, Russian malicious bots in the American internet. He's going to rile up Trump's base. He's going to try to get Trump supporters to repeat with bots, to rile them up to repeat what they did to the Capitol building in January 6th. And I got a feeling Trump is going to hunker down and insist on a rebellion and then insist on a revolution of his making that will usher in a civil war. And like I said, NATO might try to fight Russia if America is bogged down in a civil war. If Putin takes advantage of America being bogged down in a civil war and he takes the whole of Ukraine, maybe NATO will be provoked to confront Russia, and that will be the commencement of World War III. In that type of scenario, North Korea would invade South Korea, China would invade Taiwan, and Japan and the Quad members will be dragged into an Asian conflict wars in the midst of World War III. Pakistan, I don't know if Pakistan would attack India. I'm not sure how, because once nuclear wars, missiles start flying, you got 8 nuclear armed nations. 8, I think 8 or 9, if you count Iran pretty soon. But once nuclear missiles start flying, it can be a domino effect, especially if regions, Europe, Asia, parts of Africa, parts of the Middle East are dragged into the conflict. Yeah, there could be a couple mushrooms popping up throughout the world. So I'm worried about that. So I want to bring to the forefront technologies to shield all nations from nuclear destruction, to protect nations from nuclear attacks. And so this is what I'm worried about with Trumpymania, if you will. I'm worried that it will have a domino effect and it will drag the world into World War III. So I'm warning the CIA, I'm warning the FBI, I'm warning members of both parties in Congress and in the Senate. I'm warning the White House to be at high alert. And don't let Trump take it there. Because if he takes it there, it's going to be an unfurling of World War III. Because if America is bogged down in a civil war in 2024, if America is bogged down in a civil war because of Trump because of his following the big lie and trying to impose himself on a republic, if America is bogged down in a civil war because of Trump supporters, Putin would take advantage and take the whole of Ukraine. Almost instantaneously, Zelensky will be overwhelmed. And he will snatch the whole of Ukraine. And then, if NATO feels threatened by that, and if NATO engages Russia, then automatically it's a world war. So you start to see why Trump is the Achilles heel. You know, he's like Nero, the emperor of Rome. He's fiddling away with his lies and his vanity while the rest of Rome burns. That's going to be what happens when he's claiming, oh, they stole it again. That's why I want to phase in forensic voting before that happens. Because I don't want him to follow the big lie like he was doing and subverting the swing states like he did in 2020 and subvert Africans and Latinos in our districts to try to impose martial law like he was coordinating with Michael Flynn and Sidney Powell in the Oval Office They were trying to seize voting machines, and Michael Flynn was militarily advising with Sidney Powell in the Oval Office how Trump should impose martial law. That's what they were up to in 2020, leading up to January 6th. So at the end of the day, a civil war will bring on World War III. And if the CIA doesn't know how to connect the dots, then I'm going to connect them for you.